Thanks for stopping on in for today's college football pick video play for October 18th, 2018. In this one, going to be talking about this Pac-12 matchup between the Stanford Cardinal and the Arizona State Sun Devils. Give our lean on where we see the better value on the over-under, the total sitting at 55.5 points. So the Stanford Cardinal taking a step back in recent weeks, coming off back-to-back semi-convincing losses against quality opposition, losing at Notre Dame by a final of 17-38, and then following that up with a disappointing 21-40 loss within the Pac-12 at home against the Utah Utes. So Stanford trying to get things going back in a positive direction. This is a team that actually opened up the year very strong through the first month of action. They had some nice wins against teams like San Diego State, USC, as well as a nice come-from-behind win against Oregon. But the Cardinal, they've had some injury issues, and then also in terms of their numbers, a team that's leaned more on their defense. They're 39th in college football in points allowed compared to just 94th in scoring average. But the big concern, obviously, is the Cardinal. They've been leaning on their defense, but in their last two outings, giving up 38 and 40 points respectively in those defeats. And then also the week prior to that, giving up 31 points to Oregon. So their defense has been trending in a negative direction after being really the catalyst for this squad, having success opening things up in some of those victories, giving up just 10 points to San Diego State, just 3 points against USC. Definitely haven't been seeing that version of Stanford's defense more recently. That's a concern for them coming into this matchup on the road against Arizona State. So the Sun Devils, their first year under coach Herm Edwards, you see 3-3 overall, and you might think, well, this team is underperforming, or maybe they're not quite as good as some were expecting, but that 3-3 record is a little bit underselling what I think the Sun Devils have proven so far this year. So they're 3-0 at home, they're 0-3 on the road, and those three road defeats all coming against quality opposition, and each defeat only coming by one score. So the Sun Devils, those defeats at San Diego State, off the heels of that great upset over Michigan State at home, they fell in that one, and then losing at Washington by just 7 points, a very respectable result. The Sun Devils followed up that result with a nice 52-24 win over Oregon State, who's arguably the worst team in the conference. And then this past outing that Arizona State had, they went on the road against Colorado, and they lost in that one. Competitive matchup by a final of 21-28. So I think that this ASU team is better than their 3-3 overall record might suggest. We'll see how that plays throughout the rest of their Pac-12 schedule that they have coming up, and if they're able to reach a bowl game or not by season's end. So the Sun Devils, in terms of their numbers, they're also more of a defensive-oriented team, but they've also put up a bit better offensive numbers than we've seen from the Cardinal. They're 35th in the nation in total team defense, and then 65th in scoring average. So we have two teams coming into this one today where their defense ranks fairly considerably better than their respective offenses. As a result, we see this as potentially being a competitive, lower scoring matchup, and as a result, we're going to go ahead and side with the under 55.5 points as the better play. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. Disagree, give it a thumbs down. You can check out all of our college football picks for this week's action over at stumpthespread.com, which is linked down in the video description. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and we hope to see you guys back here for future videos.